All right, here we go. Sorry about the funky noise. Let me see if I can get this back a little bit. Okay. There we go. Who we got here? We got Stephanie and Infinite One. Richard. Hey, Richard. Shalom. Hey, Diddy Mouse. Welcome. Good morning. Everybody should be well. I couldn't get on Rumble. Something's going on with Rumble right now, but I tried my best. We'll have to just deal with it here. From Israel. Nice. I'm doing well. I'm really expanding like my thought processes in many directions at once. I feel like I'm in the middle of a spider's web of information. It's just it's wide and deep. I mean, I'm listening to a decode from SG Anon from a friend of his. It is mind-boggling, absolutely mind-boggling how deeply entrenched the enemy is. Hey, Shmuley. Who else? We got Spiritual Rock Star, Joanne, G, is that G3, Mark SH, Starseed, Timothy, Jasmine, Donald, Gary. All right, everybody's here. Just a reminder, let me just see if I can do this quick. I'm just going to put this up quickly, just as a reminder. No, stream. Okay, let's put this up. Just to remind everybody, Spiritual Bean Coffee. Hey, that's not the one I wanted. Even though Spiritual Bean also has great coffee. Just remind everybody about this, the offer this week. And Jay's going to come on for a few minutes and just tell us about the just about the offer. He's going to come by in a couple minutes. But a lot to say. Hey, Gila's here. Hey, Gila. I'm sorry, I didn't get a chance to talk to you about some other things, but I think we're on to something. And my friend Shifra is having a conference today. If you go to my Intel channel, to our Intel channel, kabbalahguru, it has there are a lot of Jewish speakers. I'm really hoping they rise to the occasion and do the right thing. I don't know if that's an unrealistic expectation, but we should expect miracles. All right, let's see. Checking in from Mount Juliet. Cool. Please rise again. Even Stephen, please rise again. Yeah, man. All right, so let me just get kind of like start. Well, I want to. Our friend Jay is going to come on for just a second. Let's see, what time is it? I'm running a little late. He's going to come in 3 minutes, but I really made some, I think, some pretty amazing discoveries, and a lot of it comes through watching this SG Anon decode. They were decoding something. It was really quite impressive. Are you guys seeing anything? I see the market's going a little bit south. Let me just check that really quick. Yeah, market's going south. Where am I? Where did I go? Here we go. The market's going south a bit. Checking it from Mount Juliet. Nice. That's near Lebanon, yeah? I think I've been in Mount Juliet, Tennessee. I think that's near where I used to hang out. I used to hang out in Lebanon, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Chattanooga, Knoxville. I like Tennessee. I mean, Tennessee, for some reason, Tennessee reminds me of New York, except that the people are really nice. I mean, the people are really nice in New York. It's just that you have to get to know them a little bit. You can't just come up to. But people in Tennessee are just openly nice. That's the difference. I believe that people are basically good. I wouldn't say that for the members of our the 13 bloodline families and all their cronies that are so deeply entrenched. And I'm starting to see this. Your internet is out, huh? I don't know, but Rumble was giving me difficulties before, so I don't know what's going on. Solar eclipse is 420, yeah. Let's see. Okay, so I'm just going to, before I get started, I have sort of a rant today. I want to just introduce Jay. Jay's just going to like briefly tell you what's up with this promotion, okay? There we go. Hey Jay, so I just told him, I showed him the thing and the phone number. I just want you to just tell everybody like just like what's going on with this and what kind of an opportunity it is. Again, remember that this stuff, this is the um, this is the tube, right? That like is growing my hair back and making me look a lot younger and feel a lot younger. So go ahead, Jay, rock out, man.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate you taking a minute with me. All right, everybody. So thank you very much. So this is very unprecedented. This is not an ASEA promotion. This is a Kabbalah Guru Ellie Weber promotion. So this is specific from Ellie to you because you're part of the Kabbalah Guru group. So for those of you who are existing customers, Ellie, it's very gracious of you. Thank you. What Ellie's going to do is when you make your next order, an on-demand order of a case, okay, if you would, you're going to get one of these magic facelifts in a bottle, if you would. That's making everybody look younger, but it's called a Renew 28. Okay, so all you got to do is when you make your next order, you can go ahead and get one of these for free. This is going to be while supplies last. It's for a limited time only. So if you're about to place an order, if it's on your radar, I would go ahead and call that number today. It's going to be done manually, so it won't be something that you'll log into your site. You won't be able to see it on the thing because it is, again, something that Ellie is doing for you all because of the support you give here. So it's really one free tube of Renew 28, okay, with your order of this. Now, if you're not an existing customer and this has been on your radar because you've seen these videos, now would be probably an opportune time for you to go ahead and reach out and we can help you get set up so you can get that promo also. So Ellie, thanks for doing this for your community. It's really good, and I hope that helps explain it. But again, if you have any more questions on this, how to use it, or again, if you are someone that hasn't explored or have been wanting to explore ASEA and want to know how it works further, again, just contact that number and we'll help you get set up there and send you some more information on that. Because for those of you just watching it for the first time, all right? So. How was that, Ellie? How was that for a 2-minute elevator speech?
It was good, except I don't think I got the number. Let me just give me the number again so I can just get the number.
Yeah, you got it, everybody. It's 321-216
216
8047.
8047. Okay. What's up? And show it. 321-216-8047. Yeah.
That's it, everybody. Just all you got to do is when you just text the number, put your name, and just put Ellie promo. That's all you need to know, and we'll know what to do. We'll schedule a time and get you all set up and get you your free Renew 28. You absolutely are going to love this. This is the most amazing, groundbreaking technology. It makes everything. It ties all the pieces together. You'll see there's a lot of videos on this. But again, if you're a new person that have not experienced the miracle of ASEA right now, just again, text that same number. We'll send you videos on it so you can further look into it. If you're an existing customer, again, just call over. We'll help you place that order so you can get this right to you. Okay.
Okay. Thanks so much, Jay.
I love you, brother. Have a great show. Okay. Thanks, everybody.
God bless. God bless. Let's get you here. Okay. All right. So I want to get right into some information that I'm putting together about the dudes, right? Everybody knows the dudes, right? Is that a term? Does anybody not understand what I mean when I say the dudes? If you don't understand, please let me know and write something in the comments, and the family will enlighten you as to what it means. It basically means who you think it means. It means the 13 families, the illumined, so-called illumined ones. I heard this morning on this SG. I don't want to get too into it, but they use symbols and they use numbers. I mean, we've been told before that symbols will be their downfall. That's the only way to identify these creatures is through their symbols and through their numbers. that's all I want to say. I don't want to risk losing the channel again. And I appreciate your help with the products. I mean, I'm trying to become independent of Gog and Magog, of Google and Microsoft, or whatever, metaverse. I'm trying to get into a more independent situation where I'm not so dependent on them, and we could have a possible false safe situation on Rumble. We could always, I can use this platform on Rumble if, God forbid, anything happens to this channel. So, again, I appreciate your support. And we'll be meeting with Dr. Stacy this afternoon at 3:30. And if you want to get into the business at 6:30, you can get a Zoom. I'm going to send that out to everyone if you want to get involved. I use these things every day. I have my mother doing it. I really believe in these products. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing this. And I don't like to have to do this, but I also don't like to be dependent, or I don't want us to be dependent on the enemy for communication purposes. So I want to touch on. I mean, unless anybody has something really bold they want to bring up, and I do want to get into the intel today, but I just, before we go into that, I want to just share some information that I'm putting together, and I'm going to say this I'm not going to say it straight out. You know what? I'm not. Let me not even get into the details. I just want to say like this. I have been very defensive about the Jewish community, about attacks from patriots on the Jewish community. And it seems to me at this point in my research that the dudes, everyone knows who the dudes are now? The dudes, info person, yeah. The dudes, it seems to me that the dudes have infiltrated everything, including Judaism. Not Judaism like the spiritual aspect, but the political aspect. The political aspect of the courts, of the medicine, of anybody who could be bribed, or anybody who makes a little bit of, let's say you make a little bit of a mistake in your business, and you're in a situation where you're suddenly, that what you're saved, but the terms of the saving is like, okay, you owe me. When there are a lot of people in that situation, it's because we're beautifully flawed, we're perfectly imperfect, and people are subject, and people have been victimized by the dudes who are very willing and have tons of money, or had tons of money, and can swoop in and offer you an amazing future if you only follow along with what they tell you to do. And that's where we've gotten into big trouble, okay? Including, the people, the leaders, the elites in all societies, all religions, all scientific communities, everything. They got their fingers, their big, fat, ugly reptilian fingers in every single pie on the planet. That's what I think I'm discovering. So for those of us, including myself, who are waiting for, like, okay, when is it going to be over? You know, this is I saw, Gila sent me a Dolores Cannon tape this morning, and Dolores said that the Earth is going to split in two. There are going to be two Earths. There are going to be those who want to stay in 3D and those who want to ascend. We are the ascending ones. We are the ascending masters. We have come here to teach others how to ascend. The word balashuv, I'm considered a balashuv. Balashuv means master of return. In the Jewish religion, I am a balashuv. I'm a master of return. I was not born in a religious family. I had no real contact with Judaism other than I lived with other Jews, but I chose it later in life. I chose because I felt it was the best game in town, and I still do. But I have discovered that that the dudes have infiltrated even Judaism, and everything has been infiltrated by this hidden hand, these money people, but they are being removed. We all know this. The thing that a lot of Jewish people don't know is they don't know about 17. I'm lucky that I have a very curious mind, and I had to find out about it right away. So if you don't know about the letter 17, the letter, just count the letters 17, you will not have a complete idea of what is going down on the planet right now. This is a war. This is a final war against the real enemy, not each other. They like to pit us against each other, and we think that's the real war. That we think it's, God forbid, the Chinese or the Russians or the Korea. It has nothing to do with countries, religions. It has to do with, you're either a member of the dude tribe or you're a member of humanity. It's that simple. And we have a lot of brothers and sisters that will be looking to us in the near future, probably looking already at us. You're not going to be able to convince them. You're not going to be able to, beat them over the head with, this is the truth. You just have to be an example. And if they want the information, they will come to you. And I think that will intensify, in the coming days. But we just have to stay focused on, that's what the letter 17 says. Focus, ascension. Focus on your ascension. The others that are willing to come will come, but you have to be. You can't look back. You can't be. You can't drag somebody out of the mud if he doesn't want to come out. We all have to be like Nakshan, and we all have to keep moving forward in this incredible situation, which is really the liberation of mankind. I just wrote a song. I just recorded a song that I've been working on for a while, and maybe I'll play it tonight. It's not finished, but I kind of like it that it's not finished, because then I can throw in things that come to me spontaneously. It's kind of like a song that's open, but it's about freedom, man. I mean, we're looking for freedom. That's what this is all about. Okay, so anybody, yeah, it has nothing, but it has nothing to do with China. It has nothing to do with China. If you're looking at this, I mean, it's good research. It's good research, Silky. I respect you for it, but at the end of the day, man, it's just a distraction to think of other countries, other people, other philosophies as being the problem. The problem is the dudes, man, and they're in China. They're in Judaism, they're in Christianity, they're in the United States, all over the place. They're in the government. They run the government. They literally run the world. We are David. We are Spartacus. I don't know Spartacus, but we are like David. We are little people, but together we are great. And we are going to take our little slingshots and we're going to pop out the eye of Goliath, or whoever it is, whoever David was fighting. I forget. Yet Goliath, right, man? We're going to take the dudes down. We're going to destroy them forever with the help of the Alliance and the help of the White Hats. But it has to come from us. Okay, I've analyzed this situation, and who am I in the first place? But I've analyzed the situation. I've been saying all along, it has to come from us. It has to come lamata lamaila. It has to come. I'm going to explain what a Belashuv is too. I'm going to come back to that. But it has to come from us. But my friend Gila, who understands the feminine, I mean, I don't really. I'm a dude. I'm a guy. I'm not the dude in the dudes, but I'm a guy, I only can understand from a guy's point of view. She understands from a female point of view. And she is telling me that just as we are responsible for our own personal ascension, that God is going to come and take care of us as well. So it's going to be lamata lamaila and lamaila lamata. It's going to be from below to above and from above to below. There's going to be a union of forces going up and going down. We are going to meet. We're going to be carried into a new world, into a new landscape, into the Great Awakening, the age of Mashiach, of the Messiah. the Rebbe said, you just have to open your eyes. He, he said that to his community, and what did they do? They went like this. It's like he said, I'm right in front of you, man. All you have to do is accept me. And they were like, oh, no, we can't do that. They just, it wasn't time. People were not ready. People are ready now. People are ready. They have seen enough. We saw about the ouchie, right? We can see into our government. We can see into our doctors and lawyers and every teachers, and we can see them now clearly. Our eyes are open, and we see what's going down, and we're not going to be part of it. We are going to ascend and bring as many people with us as we can. So yeah, Megan is very cool. I like Megan also. And I like, there's another woman, Megan, right? Megan and, and Key Habitings. I like Key Habitings as well. She's a little bit Christian for my taste, but that's okay, man. You can be Christian, you could be Jewish. We've all been misled. The Vatican, the V, that word apparently comes from an underground demon, like the Vatica, or something like that. I mean, all these things are really coming together. They know we've awakened. Yeah, yeah, they know. They know. They know. That's what somebody told me, that was what 911 was about. It was that they were letting each other know that the 144,000 or whatever it is, that we have come back. We're here. So let me go back to the idea of a Balashuv. What is a Balashuv? A Balashuv literally translates as a master of return. I am a master of return in terms of Judaism. Like I said, I was not raised with Judaism. I believe I was recruited by spiritual forces. That spiritual forces, a couple years ago on Tisha B'Av, told me, it's time for you to go to shul, to go, I was told that on Tisha B'Av, like in I don't even know what year. I think it was like 97 maybe, that I should go, that if you really want to see peace on earth, you have to go to, this place. Okay. So I was recruited, but the idea of a master of return, in other words, how does somebody who's completely non-religious, who has no contact with Orthodox Judaism or Hasidic Judaism, become religious? It's because their neshama, their soul, is religious, and the soul knows where it has to go. So there are some people, and they're called Balashuv. It's said in Judaism that a tzaddik, that a completely righteous person who sits and learns Torah all day long, cannot sit in the same place as a Balashuv. Now, I used to think they were, when I first came in, I just said they're just saying that because because they want to make us feel good that we weren't born this way, but we were able to come back. No, it's really true. I mean, I'm not saying this to brag, but a Balashuv, a master of return, can understand things that somebody who was born religious cannot. That's really all I can say. I can't really qualify it with actual stories, but that's why I'm here. That's why that's why you don't see a lot of really religious rabbis coming and telling you about the Great Awakening. It's because they're not on the same level. They're just not. They don't understand the whole picture. It's not their fault. I'm not blaming anyone, but I'm saying that a Balashuv can go where where no one else can go. That said, okay. So anyway, job work lesson wrong with the last few weeks. Hard-boiled Southern Baptist walked away from organized religion 11 years ago. Yeah, I mean, I'm very much with this thought, but I also think that at some point, Yeah, they are referring to the K, and I was not willing to admit that there were K Jews in our organization, but I'm no longer. I received certain information over Passover that I live by Hashgacha Pratis. I live by divine providence. I live by the information that when somebody says something to me, I don't say, "Oh yeah, I was having a chat with." No, I listen. I listen. If they say something specific that I'm meant to hear, I know it's a direct message to me, a personal message to me from the Creator. I pay attention to my movie, not the other movie. I mean, the other movie, the details, I could care less. I could care less what happens to the actor or the clone or the guy with a mask or any of that. Any of those details mean nothing to me. But when I have a thought pops into my head, or I have a feeling, or somebody says something to me, or I suddenly see something on YouTube and it like really makes an impression, that to me is God personally, telling me. And this is not my philosophy. This comes from the Baal Shem Tov, who is like the master of the good name. The Baal Shem Tov was a righteous Jew who lived in the 1700s and really started Chassidus. And he said, everything you see, hear, taste, touch, whatever, is a direct message from the Creator to you on how you can serve better. Okay, so yeah. So we're all on this journey. So Tina, I'm totally with you, man. I mean, I was religious shopping for a long time. I went to I hung out I did a lot of sweat lodges. I ate a lot of shrooms. I hung out. I went to churches. I went to Hindu places. I had a guru. I did all kinds of different things. I sat with a bunch of people that sang who. They went ooh. I mean, it was pretty holy, right? I learned from the people who learned from Gurdjieff and Ouspensky. I mean, I was a searcher for a long time, and then God told me go to shul, man. It's time, and that He told me that on Tisha B'av years ago, like 30, 20, is it 20, that's 20ish years ago. Yeah, 20, 25 years ago. I said, if you really want to see peace on the planet, go to shul. And so I spent 25 years and I just assumed that everything was kosher and on the up and up. And 99% of it is, but there's a slight, there's a little bit of it. And I was shocked into awakening on 2020 when my community did the wrong thing. I mean, I was like, what? Like I was no longer able to suspend disbelief. I was shocked out of my gourd that how could I put my faith in these people? I put my faith in this community. And then the leaders come out and say, do the wrong thing, get the ouchie, man. It's good for you. It just blew me out of my socket because I've been studying this stuff for years. I think I've been I can't really put a date on it, but I think I think I knew about this in like 2016, maybe even before. I got hip to it on at a Shabbos table. A woman from Cincinnati told me about these pedophiles, and I said I never heard anything about this, and I started doing research, and I found about this letter 17, and anyway, the rest is history. And somehow I got lost my job, and I got time to make videos all day long. So it's really amazing. Anyway, should we? Yeah, it's it's all good stuff, but the leadership is the leadership there. I mean, they're practical. They're like, well, we have to make a living, and that's how the dudes get by. That's why they're running the planet, because everyone has to make a living. But this is an illusion. This is the matrix. That's why at some point I put this. I think I put this film on my on our Intel channel this morning. It shows a guy and it shows all these people coming at him. And when at a certain level in your ascendancy, you'll reach a point where you know who you are, and things come at you, and nothing really, it's not just that the enemy can't touch you, it's that all the good things also accumulate around you, and you don't move. You're not moving, you're steadfast, you are standing in place. You are the main prayer in Judaism is called the standing prayer. You're just standing there being you, and letting reality, not the matrix. The matrix is a false reality. You're just standing there allowing creation to do what it has to do around you. I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, look at this place. I mean, uh, who am I? You know, I'm not like a special person. I didn't go to Harvard. I mean, it's like, whatever, man. I mean, it's just, and it's because I'm just standing still, man. I mean, they said, okay, Weber, you're fired, man. You'll never work again. You're not going to get employment. Your insurance is canceled. I was like, okay, I don't care. It's fine. That's a good thing, because I recognize that everything comes from God and everything is good. So I don't have to be afraid. And if you're not afraid, none of this stuff can really touch you. I mean, they can if they want badly enough. I don't know, but I don't know. I don't think so. I don't see it. Anyway, so that's it. It's like the guy from I always tell the story of the guy in World War I who kept walking across the battlefield. Now, this is one of the most deadly, horrific wars that ever took place. And this monk every morning is walking across the battlefield. And they said, what are you doing? Well, don't you know this is the most dangerous battlefield in the history of creation? He's like, I really don't understand what you guys are doing here. He couldn't comprehend what was going on, so it didn't affect him. I mean, we live in a quantum world. Anyway, so that I love that story. Anyway, so saying about it's not necessarily that the religions are man-made. I don't believe it. I don't believe Torah was written by men. Anyway, you guys still there? Oh, let's see. Just yeah, that was my bad. Okay, now we're back. Sorry about that. That was my fault. I forgot to plug in. Um, yeah, and the regulations. Yeah, yeah, divide. I agree, Tim, but I think it's really I think it's a leadership thing. I think people just get paid off, and that these religions are really come from a pure source. But anyway, it's all, it's just words. It is, at the end of the day, we all know in our hearts what's right. So, what do you guys want to do? I'm sorry about losing you there. Oh, it seems like I'm on the light doesn't seem to be working. Let me just check the lighting system. Better? It's still dark. Don't know why. Should come in. If I move, if I look in the camera, I have to look in the camera to get it to show to the line. Anyway, it's just going to be a little dark. I don't know why. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Good enough. You can see me. Okay, great. Fine. Sorry, it's a little dark. I don't know why. It doesn't make sense. Should I try? Let me try one more time. At least this way, sometimes it'll be light and sometimes not. Yeah. You'll get a little in and out. Okay, that's fine. All right, so should we do some? Let's see, what time is it? Did I go over? It's 35. Sorry about that little pause. I forgot to plug in. We have another 20 minutes. Should we get it? Let's do some intel. Let's get to some intel. If you can't see so well. Okay. I know everybody here probably thought it was the blackout, right? I don't know why it's not. I'm not getting any light on my screen. All right, I'm gonna try one more thing. Just leave it like this. All right, so let me just. I'm gonna check out if I can read this. For some reason, this is not even coming in well. Okay, so the white hats haven't changed. The white hat channel hasn't changed about the laptop. So that's the same news we read yesterday. Excuse me. Okay, it says soon we will start sharing information on everything hidden. I felt for the past year and a half intentionally stayed away from sharing lots of connected disclosure projects of infinite energy because civilization was only worried about geopolitical news. But time is changing and will start delivering pieces of very important information beyond election news and geopolitical networks and give clarity to what the real awakening movement is about and how it connects to infinite energy. How many masters on earth tapped into this energy with their mind? How the military tapped into the energy source and how time travel is connected to Tesla, Cheyenne Mountain, and Antarctica. I think we read that yesterday, but that's an important piece to this. That we're moving into a new phase of discovery here. We're going from this like geopolitical event situation into the real intel, the real great awakening, which is a complete shift in consciousness, in technology, in every facet of our life. We're leaving the dark space, the dark ones. I was talking before about this SG&On business that I was listening to. It was very interesting decode. But they found a guy there was one guy, and they found that he was the only one, and even Rush Limbaugh picked him out. He was the only one who figured out the correct result of the election beforehand. And they started doing some research into him. And he had a name. It was called Trafalgar Group or something. So they looked into the Battle of Trafalgar, and they found that there were 33 ships, and all this stuff started. And then so they checked out the guy, and the guy turns out he works in a building with the Department of State, and it's just like they have their fingers, these dirty, greasy reptilian fingers, and reptiles are not generally greasy. They're not disgusting creatures. I had some pet reptiles. I thought they were very nice, but these reptiles that are running the planet, I don't know if they're reptiles or Dracos or Greys, whatever they are. They're really just they got their fingers. They run everything. They run the world. If you slip a little bit, and they even run like a kind of a. They even run the good guys. Like we have the good like. I don't want to really say it, but I mean this thing with the governor of Florida could be that he could be, I don't know what side he's on. I'm not taking a stand on it, and I don't really even care. But it could be that they even put in their own opposition characters. Like they're on both sides of every issue. They don't leave anything to chance. They own everybody. They own the good and what you think is good, and what you know is bad. I mean, that's the whole thing with the tree of knowledge, that good and evil got mixed together. So you can have a perfectly, wonderful sounding organization like the Red, right? I'm not going to say it, like they only do good things, but so why do they have like cases of cash and weapons, and I mean, it's like so when on Yontif, a rabbi told me that this guy Jay Schiff from recent from history. I think he was really more in the 1800s, early 1900s, possibly had a lot to do with banking. When he told me, and then this is the most loving rabbi I have ever met, the most innocent, beautiful soul, the most wonderful man. I mean, I can't say enough about this guy. He's just pure goodness. And he's telling me that this guy Jacob, donated to our religious people, our religious institutions. That made me realize that we also have been compromised, and because I know who this character is, and we have to understand that we're dealing with an enemy that knows how to reincarnate. We're dealing with a character, with an enemy that they don't. Time means nothing to them. They don't care about, like, a person. Their own lives don't matter, because they can transfer their consciousness into other bodies. They have mastered that technology. So, they can make plans that are 100 years out, and they did with this thing. This was planned a long time ago. And they have all the technology. This is the enemy that we're dealing with, and we're starting to realize that they're in everything. It's. I mean, Judaism is so good, so beautiful, so charitable, so loving, so good to their people, and yet it has a little taste of this infiltrated, nice. I'm sure the guy was a nice, wonderful gentleman, and he looked like all the bad guys in our world. They look wonderful. They're handsome. They're, like the guy in the governor of California is a handsome dude. He wears beautiful suits. He probably went to a big college, but they're not on the same page as us. How are we doing time wise? Just see, 48. Okay. I don't know what happened to my. There we go. That's interesting. Now I got some light back. Aha. Okay. Part 22. This is time travel families. Time travel families. Russell Brand, Bono and Geldof. High leaders and celebs snatched. All time travel families. Reptilian net inside dome harvests negative energy for fuel. Gold comes from plasma. All right, so that's a video clip. Beyond the reset. Okay, so this channel. Okay, I'm not going to read this one. I'm going to put this on the Intel channel because it talks about all the Intel agencies, and I'd rather not discuss this openly. The upcoming divorce between Europe and the dudes controlled US is one reason why Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said that these peace talks should focus on creating a new world order. I'm not sure what he's referring to. All right, let me go. I'm going to go back to another channel. This is some interesting information, though. Let me read this. This is a good general picture. Humanity is about to wake up from a long and terrible nightmare. An ancient satanic cult that has terrorized us for millennia is facing final defeat. The Jewish people are planning to celebrate their release from Babylonian slavery by building a new temple. This time it is expected to last forever. A new golden age is about to dawn for humanity. This is the big picture behind recent news events. That's huge, man. And that really sums it all up. I mean, what more can you want? Remember, when I was recruited into doing this 25 years ago, they said, until the temple is rebuilt, there will be no peace on the planet. There will be no ascension. And here they're saying humanity is about to wake up from a long and terrible nightmare. An ancient satanic cult that has terrorized us for millennia is facing final defeat. The Jewish people are planning to celebrate their release from Babylonian slavery by building a new temple. This time it is expected to last forever. A new golden age is about to dawn for humanity. That is the big picture behind recent news events. Now, the Satanists have been defeated in this country. Can you see it? In that country, okay? The final battle is about to take place and mop up the last major strongholds in Europe, US, and Asia. The biggest event, this is huge, calm, man. This is like the calm of all calms. The biggest event in the war to liberate the planet last week was the French and British Roth kids throwing the rocker and the fake JB under the bus. This was the story behind the visit to China by French slave President Emmanuel Macron and European Commissioner President Ursula von der Leyen. In diplomacy, appearances show who is really in charge. This is why Macron flew on his own Airbus with a group of media, business, and cultural figures, while the woman was forced to take a commercial flight. I think I've read this before, but I didn't really notice this. G expected Ursula from important talks because he wanted to put the French guy on the spot, and the babysitter Ursula was mandated to her masters to prevent him from doing so. A three-letter agency source explains. He is smart. He will choose the side of the winners like any good self-respecting opportunist, he adds. The guy Macaroni, right? Even went so far as to basically agree to ditch NATO and join BRICS. This is why Xi and he decided to deepen exchanges between the French army and Chinese army. The other important news about this visit is that both the Iranian and Saudi Arabian foreign ministers were in China at the same time, where they had meetings with their French counterparts. This is a clear sign the French were being told either to join BRICS or get cut off from Middle Eastern oil. To sweeten the deal, China said Europe should be an independent pole in a multipolar world. This plays into the long-held French support of European independence. The upcoming divorce between Europe and the U.S. is one reason why they talked about the country U should think about a new world order. I don't think they're talking about, I don't know. The wires concur, the same drop shared from, okay. In any case, it looks like Germany will join France in rejecting the dudes. As a result of the meeting, okay, so this just goes into more detail. Okay, this is interesting. This is from Benjamin Fulford, who I subscribe to his newsletter. I think he's excellent. Let's see what time it is. I can get at it. I'm kind of like, I'm enjoying this, but I'm kind of like, I kind of feel removed from my, I feel like, kind of like I'm being pulled in many different directions. Anyway, so let's read this together, because this, and we'll end with this, I think. If it is what I think it is. Let me just look. It's the same thing we just read, but the idea that the Jews are about to rebuild the temple after the defeat of the Satanists. Okay, so yeah, it's the same article. That does come from Fulford. All right, so I mean, I think it's really good news. I think we're really coming to the end of this, but everything is coming into the light, and that's what's, that's what it says in prophecy, that's going to happen at the end of the era of the tree of knowledge. Good and evil got mixed together, the Satanists took over, and now everything good and evil are about to separate. So you won't have an organization like all these organizations, like the one in New York, the red thing, right? You won't be able to have evil pretending to be good. That won't work in the future, because we'll all know which end is up. So let's see. All right. I think that's really about all that I really want to get into. I think I personally am starting to understand the sort of the way this whole Jewish thing fits into the greater picture of the Great Awakening. And this is playing out for me on many different fronts. I'm really being smacked in the face with this information, but I want you guys to know that I put on tefillin this morning for the first time in a couple of months, because I've been able to reconcile in my mind, how the Jewish people could fall for such an evil plan. I've come to understand that they're just like anybody else. Because I'm a Balashuv, and because I come from outside the community, I put them on a pedestal, and I figured, wow, man, these guys really know the real deal. And when they fell, I was just like, how can this be? And it just blew me out of my keli, out of my vessel. But now I'm coming to see that, look, they're just like everybody else. Everybody has been misled and tricked by this ancient enemy, these Babylonian slave masters. And I have to give them a pass the way I give everybody else a pass. So that's why I was able to daven, and my friend Shifra, I want to, express gratitude to Schiffer Hendry that she helped me understand that, I was taking it out on her, and she's in the same boat as the rest of us. She's being victimized by these elites, pretending to be holy people or bankers or doctors. I mean, there's still people that have been blackmailed and are getting paid off by elites. So it's not like Judaism is bad. It's just that there's some people that just are getting paid off, just like Congress, just like everything else. And now that I understand that, I feel much more comfortable following more of the traditions. So. I've always looked in prison bit of the BAM. God's chosen fall too. Yeah, everybody falls. Yeah, exactly right, Melody. Melody she always has a good way. Let's see if I can. Right, but you know what, Melody? That's just the beginning. We're talking about free energy, infinite energy, and a quantum world. You're right though. That will lead us into the next phase. But we're coming into a golden age that's going to be unbelievable. So everybody should be happy. Um, yeah, Chosen's awesome. The name speaks for itself. Yeah, the decode that this guy was doing with SG Anon. It turned out the company was called Red Apple, something like Red Apple, about the it was a reference to AC, to the drug AC. That's what this is all about at the end of the day, and I've had talks with normies, and they say, "Oh, come on, Ellie, it can't be that." And that's a sign that they're, I mean, the particular normie that I was talking to, I reached out to him for help when my XRP was stolen, because he's a security analyst, and he just poo-pooed all my. He said, "Really?" He says, "No." He says, "There's no, that's not. It's not true. It's and I'm just like, and these people they just don't get it. Either they don't get it, or they don't want to get it, or they're making too much money working for the man. I don't know. At any rate, yeah. I missed that. I was getting that. Yeah, I'm with you, Shmuley. I mean, listen, we're all given what we're given, and like my son is an FFB. I mean, we it's just Gila's an FFB, and Gila's very, she's on a much higher level than I'll ever be. But yeah, we just got to. We're all given our task. We're all given our assignment, and we got to do the best we can. At the end of the day, and it's good. This is really good news. I mean, I'm sorry I'm so serious about this, but I'm really going through. I'm going through a real awakening myself right now about about Judaism, and I'm understanding that I held everybody up on a high level, and it's like these guys are there. They're just like everybody else, and it's okay, man. It's a good thing to know. At the end of the day, we're all in this together, man. Nobody's a Superman right now. We have to work together. We have to lock arms, and we have to squeeze out this evil that's gotten into the cracks of everything. When I was listening to this this decode. They found out about this guy and they followed it, and it just gets deeper and deeper, and at the end of the day, it ends up with adrenal, CHROME. I mean, that's what this is all about. It's like their drug of choice. So anyway, we'll talk to you guys tonight, and thanks for coming, and just, feel positive, because I mean, this comment here, I don't know where it was, but from Benjamin Guilford, about how the rebuilding of the temple, how the Jews are about to get rid of the Khazarians and will rebuild the temple that will last forever. This is, I was recruited into this 25 years ago. I was showed a vision of the Holy Temple being destroyed. And I was told by the vision, until it's rebuilt, you can forget about, at the time I called it enlightenment, but ascension. It's not going to happen. So it's about to happen, I think. We're very close. We just got to get a few pieces out of the way. All right, guys. So a speedway driver, and I'm ready to let them go. Drivers hate that. A race car driver. Yeah. Yeah, I sent the I did a version of the gosh, maybe I should even play it. I don't know. The thing is, it's really not finished yet. You know what? Let me. You guys willing to let me try? I'll try it if you want. I'll sing part of it. I don't know. Maybe we'll do it tonight. We'll do it tonight. I'll rest up, and I'll gear up. There's a lot of it that's not really finished. But listen, man, we're doing this together. We're in this together, and we got this. We really got this. Every piece of it, everything is falling into place. Sabadian Francus. I don't know if it's. I don't know. I don't know, man. I think it's much deeper than that. I think that's just a piece of the puzzle. Italy declares a state of emergency. Yeah, abundance and inner peace. That's what we should just stay focused on. Let me see what Sky is always on the money. Sky said, when a person dies in any shape or form, the soul made a contract of how it's going to go out. Yeah. I don't know. All right, guys. Anyway, have a great day. Enjoy. I see sunshine has finally come out in New York City, and the planes are flying okay, I think. Everything is good. We're coming into the Great Awakening, man. Nothing can stop this. It's all good. And where we go one, we go all. So let's go together, man. We're not following the Old Road anymore, right? We know who the Wizard of Oz is, and we're coming home. God bless. Talk to you later.